Hi guys, welcome back to an episode of DB Cars, and today's episode I'll be showing you guys GetGo BMW X3. So let's dive straight to this video right now. Alright then, so here is guys the BMW X3 from GetGo itself. So before I show you guys the car itself, let me just show you guys the damages for this vehicle before I show you guys the trunk space as well as the interior. And before you're wondering, yeah, I'm behind a bus, so that's why you hear the engine rolling behind. But let me just start off with the damages for this vehicle itself. So start up right now, one of the damage you guys can definitely see, it will be this damage right here itself, which unfortunately it had suffered until, so probably it hit until something and scratched the part right here. It looked like it's also dented the bumper, but I'm not too sure either. Moving on to the other side is also the same thing, which is right here itself, which probably suffered some scrapes. Another thing is, which I think is I'm not too sure is whether it was really involved in an accident previously, but look like the panel gapping for this side and this side are not the same, so that's definitely one thing itself. But moving on towards the side of the car, there isn't any, okay, starting out with the rim being very dirty, that's definitely one thing itself. But moving along to the side, same thing. Usually I think white paint are very hard to maintain, because after a while if you do not really wash it, you can see the dirt in it. So yeah, that's an obvious downside to a white car itself in car sharing fleet itself. Plus also the rims are extremely dirty, so probably someone really need to give this car a good clean itself. So yeah, but moving on to the back, no obvious damage which I can see for this vehicle itself, other than being very dirty of course. So yeah, now let's move on to the driver's side, which is also another thing. Other than being very dirty itself, you got the rims also very dirty, but no other obvious damages for this vehicle itself. This rim is especially very dirty, as you guys can see itself. So yeah, but and that is basically all the damages for the vehicle itself. I would say mainly the damages for this vehicle itself mainly concentrated at the front itself. So yeah, that's a downside to this vehicle itself. Now let me just show you guys the trunk space for the X3. So basically to access the trunk space, there's two-way. One is via the button right down the BMW emblem. Just press on that, it should unlatch. Unfortunately, it's not really a, I think it is a power tailgate, but I think the struts are definitely gone, because usually I think it should be electronic operated, where the trucks will, this thing right here will normally open, but I think it's definitely gone already. So yeah, so got to leave this enormous thing open itself, which is a bit of a downside, and it's also quite heavy itself. So yeah, but once trunk, so basically this is how much trunk space you get for the X3 itself. If you I'll probably put on screen right now how much trunk space you do get for this vehicle itself. So yeah, but in the rear, what do you get? Well, basically you get some storage net right here to put your stuff, and more of the panel thing coming out, but some net right here, some more space right here to put your stuff if you want to. You've got some hooks right here like the third generation X3 does come with. If not, you can just hide it itself, which is very flush. If you want to expose it, just press down on this and you'll fall down. So yeah, and same goes for the rear itself. So the rear basically is this, you just press on it and you can basically just slide it to whatever position that you want and lock it in. Same goes for the other side as well. So yeah, if you want even more space in this vehicle, technically you could do so via pulling this thing down itself. So basically you can just do so by pulling this seat down and the other side down, and you got even more space. Unfortunately, one downside is you got to find, either you got to place this back at home or carry it along with you, because there's no, I don't think there's any storage space for that partial shelf itself. So yeah, if not, you can just technically just load. If you got taller item, there's definitely one problem, because this will definitely be obstructing its way. But if not, yeah, there's definitely no way of storing this if you were to fold down the rear seat itself. So fortunately, either you got to leave this at home itself or bring along in the car itself. So yeah, but this also had the load cover, which you can pull on this and just lock it in, and people won't be able to see your stuff from the outside from this window itself. So yeah, once done, you just pull on it and you just go back just like that itself. So yeah, I think there is another way which you are able to access the trunk from the driver's side, but let me see if I'm able to find the button itself. But usually once you're done, just press on this and it should close, but unfortunately look like the button's already gone, so just got to pull it down itself, the old-fashioned way itself. So yeah, that's the downside. Let me see if I'm able to locate the trunk button itself. Alright, let me see if I'm able to locate the trunk button. Usually I think, yeah, it's this one right here itself, which you can press to unlatch the trunk. So basically you can hear the unlatching process being done. So once you know it's unlatched, just open up and just access your area. If not, once done, and just close it and it will just shut it already. So yeah, now let me just show you guys the rear seating capacity for the X3 itself. And if you're wondering where the fuel tank is, basically on your right hand side and right behind the driver itself. So basically just push on this and you're able to access your fuel door itself. Moving on now to the rear of it, you just open the door, which is quite simple, and just step right into the vehicle itself. Yeah, so once in the rear, this is how it looks like for the X3 itself. One good thing this X3 does come with was the panoramic sunroof, which is very nice on sunny days like today itself. You're able to look down and see the sky. But you think another downside sorry, there's a pro and con to having a sunroof in this car. Pro is you're able to see like sunny days, you're able to have more sunlight coming to the cabin. Downside is it eats into the overall, like, basically your height, like the comfort in the car itself lah. So yeah, but in the rear, what do you get? Well, basically you get some storage net right here itself on either side. In my opinion, I think this is a little bit small. I feel they could have a slightly bigger one so that you can put more stuff in it, but oh well, this is what it comes with itself lah. So yeah, you also get some storage pocket right down below here. Unfortunately, it's not the deep kind, so probably if you want, you can put your wallet here and that's probably it itself. So yeah, and you also got a 12-volt socket outlet right down below, and you got two AC vents which you're able to adjust in the rear itself. And you also got your temperature gauge, your temperature knob right here, and your air vent knob right here itself. So yeah, in the rear, lastly, for either side, you also do get some storage bin right here to put your stuff. You get your window switches and your door release handle to get out the car itself, and you also get your grab handle, grab hold onto it itself. So yeah, and right beside the grab handle is a hook which you could hook your hanger or clothes or whatever thing you want to hang here right beside the grab handle itself. And as you know, usually the cars in the center, usually in the center of any vehicle, you expect the reading light to be in the center, but since this has the panoramic sunroof, it is relocated to this part right here, right beside the grab handle itself. So to access the light, then you press on it and you have light itself. This unfortunately don't really do anything at all itself, so only this itself. Same goes for the other side itself, which you guys can see itself. Lastly, you just got this very nice armrest which you can fold down, and you got your cup holders right here if you want to put your drinks or rest your arm on itself. So yeah, actually nothing right here itself. So yeah, once done, you just put this up, and that's probably it. But if let's say you got passenger in the rear and you do not want to fold down the rear seat, you could actually fold down the center seat by this button right here itself. Press on that and just drop it, and you're able to load longer stuff through the vehicle itself. So basically from the rear all the way to the front of the car itself. Once done, and just put this back up, and you got three rows of seat, or three seating area you can sit on itself. So yeah, speaking of seating area, now let me just show you guys how if you like to sit in the rear of the X3. Well, this is my driving position that I'm set to at the moment, and as you guys can see, I have tons of legroom itself. I don't even have to measure how much legroom I have. I think close to 2 fists of legroom space. Headroom space, I would say, even though there's a panoramic sunroof above me, I still got about a fist of headroom space in this X3 itself, which is not too bad. Technically, the generation that came after it, which I already reviewed, has also the sunroof itself. But I think overall, I think because the interior for technically that car itself is a generation afterwards, so usually they will improve everything already itself. So but if you were to compare it between my 528i review itself, then I would say overall interior look very familiar, right? Same goes for the 218, 216 and the 116D itself. The interior just very the layout look very familiar in my opinion. So yeah. Okay, now let's move on to the center seating area itself, which let me just shimmy my way over. So yeah, sitting in center itself, not too bad itself. Depending on how the front seat adjusted, I would say you could have actually sitting in center in the X3 itself isn't that bad, to be honest. I could technically, if I were to be sitting in the center of X3, I don't even mind at all. Plus, if you were to take a look at where I'm sitting right now, since I'm in the middle, I could have technically 3 full-grown size adults sitting in the rear, and I wouldn't complain about being very squeezy or touching shoulder to shoulder itself. I think long journey wise in this car wouldn't be any problem at all. So yeah, thumbs up to the X3 itself. But other than that, I think that's probably it for this vehicle. So now let me just step out the car and show you guys the front of the car itself. So this is before I step out the vehicle, this is how the dashboard looks like. It's very similar to all the BMW I just mentioned a few seconds ago itself. So layout is very similar itself. So if you are transiting over from this generation of BMW itself, like from the 5 Series to the X3 or the 1 Series to the 2 Series, I don't think you have any problem with the familiarization of the buttons or the steering wheel itself or the shortcut or basically anything, the buttons, you won't really have any issue at all. So yeah, so let me just step out right now and I'll show you guys the front of the X3. Alright, stepping right out into the X3 itself isn't a big problem because the doors open quite wide and I'm able to step out of it without any problem at all. So yeah, normally I would say it's the main problem for me getting out some cars is I will hit the bottom part right here itself. But for this car, not a problem at all. So that's a plus point for this vehicle itself. Plus also, I see if I can remember whether to show you guys the locking mechanism for the car later on, because it's definitely got this G-Wagon sound, like Mercedes G-Wagon feeling itself. So yeah. Also, before I show you guys the storage space, one thing to note, I think it's for usually, I think basically this area here got the sticky button. I won't say sticky button, but the sticky plastic itself. So maybe hence all this mess right here itself. So yeah. Moving on. Okay, now let me just show you guys the main thing which you guys are here for, which is the front of the car. So basically, front of the car itself, you got this very nice storage space right here, which falls down and you're able to put, I think I'm able to put my entire bag inside if I can. Let me see. Yeah, technically I could do so. So yeah, not a problem at all. So not bad for this storage space. Next up, you got another storage space right here itself with 2 cup holders, and it's a small one right here which you could put your wallet or your phone itself. So yeah, third storage space is just right here itself, with this very weird thing right in the center, which definitely into its space. Which, to be honest, I don't even know what is this thing at all. I would rather just have it remove itself. But once you remove this junk, you got a 12-volt socket outlet, a USB Type A port, and auxiliary port right down at the bottom itself. So yeah, other than that, that's basically it for the storage option for this car itself. Moving on now, let me just show you guys some of the controls you get on the center console. So basically on your left is just your shortcut keys for the infotainment, which I'll show you guys later on when the vehicle is turned on. You got your, and now sorry, on the right hand side, you just got your gear selector right here, your various driving mode for the vehicle, your traction control button, your hill descent assist, your I think this will be your parking sensors, auto brake hold, and your electronic parking brake itself. So yeah, moving on, next up you got your various shortcut keys for your infotainment itself. So basically this just work in conjunction with this thing right here, which I'll show you later on. But moving on, right on top, you got your AC controls. So basically these are your controls for your AC. Basically on the left hand side right here itself, you got your various direction of airflow you want the AC to be blowing at you. And also you got this knob right here to adjust the temperature for the passenger side. Alternatively, in the center you also got your max AC button, which basically max out the, I think it should be the fan or the temperature itself, either one. So yeah, and you got your auto climate control, your fan speed adjusting, your recirculating air. So basically this button right here is basically you can select on this to allow auto recirculation in the cabin or manual circulation itself. So yeah, and on the right is just the same thing on the left, which is your temperature control for the driver itself. And you got front and rear defrost, and your button turn on the AC itself. So yeah. Alright, lastly at the top in the center, you just got a hazard light button and your lock mechanism for the door itself. So this is basically what I meant. It sounds like almost like a Mercedes G-Wagon itself. So basically now the doors are unlocked. If I were to press on this, it's locked, unlock again. I don't know, it somewhat sounds like a G-Wagon mechanism itself, but I could be wrong itself lah. So yeah, either side just got your van control button, sorry, your vents, your knob right here to open or close the air vents, and right here beside you just got your engine start stop to turn on the car, and your auto stop start button right here itself. Moving on, next up you got your steering wheel right here itself. So basically this steering wheel is very familiar with to anyone that has driven the, I think 2010 to 2015 BMW itself, with the cruise control button on one side, and your basically this to be your cruise control, at the same time also the speed limiter that limits the vehicle how fast it can go itself. And on the other side you got your infotainment switch right here itself, which is basically your volume controls are right here. This knob right here to adjust small screen right in the center, which I'll show you guys later on. Your voice command for the BMW iDrive system, and this to pick up call itself. And you got your mode button right here, basically for switching between radio or Bluetooth function itself. So yeah, so that's basically it for the controls on the wheel. Now let me just show you guys the stock. So the stocks, starting on the right hand side, you got your stocks for the front. So basically just go all the way up, all the way down, all the way up for the frequency, down for just one time of the one side of the wipers itself. And you also got your auto front windscreen thing just by pressing this button itself. And I think this is for the rear itself, which I think probably I got tested out later. This right here to pull back is towards the windscreen itself. And yeah, that's basically it. Now on the other side you just got your indicator stock as well as your high beam stock itself. So basically indicator just up or down, high beam just need to push back to flash your high beams. To indicate high beam just need to push forward itself. And that's basically it. So yeah, that's basically it for the controls right here. Now let me just show you guys some of the controls right here on the far right. So basically you just got your light control switches right here, your fog light right here itself, and your instrument gauge switch right here itself, which will adjust the brightness of the instrument itself. So yeah, right down below is just another glove box for its SO fuel card and more junk, but mainly this is the receipt itself, so from the fuel card. So yeah, lastly you just got that lever right there itself for the engine compartment. So basically just double pull on that to unlatch the trunk itself. So yeah, alright, lastly now let me just show you guys the window switches. So basically you got your 4 electronic window switches right here itself. These 10 people from rolling down the windows, this to folding the mirrors, and this to adjust the mirrors on either side. So basically right hand side to adjust this one, left hand side to adjust that side, and you got this D-pad looking thing right here which can adjust the glass on the mirrors itself. So yeah, and that is basically it for the controls right here. Lastly, just let me just show you guys the sun visor for this type stuff. So sun visor, just your typical sun visor with a mirror right here with the light that turn on when you open up, and this also can be swerved to one side to block the sun itself. So yeah, alright, and the same for the passenger side as well. So yeah, lastly, in the center, just got your light switch. So basically one press on the right to on the right, left side, and center is this itself. So yeah. Alright, now let's move on to this switch right here. So basically this switch right here is for the panoramic sunroof. So basically one press is to reveal the roof, basically glass itself, and another press is to fully open up the car itself, where you have access to outside environment itself. To close it is just double press of the switch right here to fully close everything, or one press again to close the blind itself. So yeah, but I think that's all for the car itself. Now let me just turn on the vehicle and show you guys the infotainment itself. So for the brake, start up that. So basically the car will just start up and just let a few moments to prime up. So the AC will start blowing at you. So yeah, let me just start off with this shortcut here itself. So basically you got your menu, media, radio, telephone, and navigation. So basically menu is this thing right in center. You got media, which is basically the media screen right here from the auxiliary port in the center console. Radio is just the radio itself. And to adjust, let's say I want to adjust this, you just go down. Sorry, not go down. Swivel this knob to the right or left, and just swivel it accordingly itself. So yeah, navigation, just navi, which is this one right here, and yeah, basically you got option. This is this itself. So yeah. So yeah, so that's basically it for that. Now let me just show you guys that screen itself. So that screen itself, basically the way to adjust is just this knob right here itself, or the mode. So basically you have to press mode. You can see it will just cycle through the various function right there. At the moment it's only save station and CD for this vehicle itself, which you can insert via this thing right here itself, as well as the mode, which is also same goes for that itself. So yeah, and you got your various shortcut keys for the radio itself, and this is right here for the volume itself, if I'm not wrong. Okay, maybe not. Maybe this is the only way to adjust the volume for this car itself. So yeah, yeah, that's basically it for this vehicle itself. Let me just show you guys how to adjust the steering wheel for the car itself. So to adjust the wheel for the car itself, just need to pull on this lever, and you just basically can adjust accordingly itself. Once done, just pull this lever up and we'll just lock it in position itself. For the seat itself, it is electronic operated, so you got to adjust this lever right down below here. So basically this is for the angle of the seat. This one right here itself is how far forward or how back, as well as you can adjust the height of the seat itself. So basically you can tilt this upwards or down, and you got your lumbar support. I think this button, this is the memory seat function itself. I think there should be a normal button right here itself. Only those two functions. And you got a memory seat function, which you could save if this was your own personal car itself. So yeah. And before I end off this video, let me just show you guys this itself. So basically to access the sunroof itself, just need to pull it one time and you will open. To stop it, just press this. Press again to close that itself. And if I want to fully close the blinds, I can just press this and it will just fully close itself. To stop it, just pull back, and that it will just stop itself. So yeah, and that's basically it for this video itself. If you guys enjoy the video itself, do click the subscribe button down right below to see more videos like this, or click subscribe and click see my two other videos. And with that, I will see you guys in my next video.